Click like and subscribe so we can, you know what I'm saying, afford to continue our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, track 7. I like track 7. Yeah, man, what y'all been on?
Not much, man. Man, working, man. Trying to get to it, man. Trying to stay out the way, man. Avoiding Drake lawsuits, trying to stay out the way.
Yeah. It's
I
different
seen y'all
levels.
group chat talking about, Ye got a, got a Ye track, so,
But it's not EA, it's his daughter.
that's good enough.
Artist of the year, rookie of the year at least. At the very least, rookie of the
He
year.
slick spit a good verse.
Put some cheese on my Doritos, baby. Yeah, that shit was hard. You can't
Hold
hate.
on, what he say is?
Put some cheese on my Doritos, baby. Put some sauce on my nachos, baby.
Hey, actually, I'm finna play it. Can y'all hear that?
Nah.
Oh yeah. But y'all could hear that.
I might listen to the verse for real.
Yeah, you're gonna have to listen to it, but it looks stupid as fuck, but that's what make it good because I don't think he's trying to not be stupid as fuck.
Every time was he charged for that damn verse?
He better hit him over the head, but he probably didn't.
They probably did it for free. But that's not
Even,
free.
even if that shit is free, he still beating over the head because Mal verse is crazy, bro.
Right.
That just shows you this shit ain't that serious, you know what I'm saying? Like
For real.
that's a
Like
testament to it.
It took Kanye all these years to get to the level where he could, collaborate with real artists. I'll be back.
So what?
Yeah, it took Kanye how many years working with real talented artists like Mr. Miles.
No,
Like this is the biggest thing he's ever done in his entire career. If you ask me, I'm
Ye's.
proud of. Yeah, I'm proud of Kanye for where he's gotten to. I would have never thought that he would be working with somebody as talented and as acclaimed as Miles, but
Here we are.
I'm
here
surprised
we
he didn't
are.
work for Soldier Boy. Well, I guess he did work for Soldier Boy, but
I think he did work with Soulja got a lot of people who work with Soulja, for real.
yeah.
Who hasn't worked with Soulja Boy?
Man, if you was in the industry between 2006 and 2010 and didn't do anything with Soldier Boy, that's kind of like, what genre were you in?
Exactly.
The Soldier Boy was even still like Chief Keef days. Soldier Boy was still very relevant in them days, like being a collab artist or having Soldier Boy on your song or your mixtape to solidify where you were.
Most definitely.
Hey, if you're watching this, Arab and Jabbar, we want to talk to you. We want the insider scoop because I thought Arab was up next. There's been a lot of people after Soldier Boy.
Who made Get Silly? Is that
Now that was shit. He
he really was
Was
cold.
that Roscoe? That wasn't Roscoe Dash.
No,
That
it
was
was
you.
it was Get Sillier. You know what I'm saying?
The
It was
dance
like
floor
Get Silly.
sister.
Yeah.
The fellas in the fight, and they twisted the fourth and they get hey. Yeah, we was dancing back in them days. Like we didn't do TikTok dances. I think YouTube dances was like Soulja Boy kind of killed hip hop. He didn't do it specifically, but I see what the old niggas meant by like just the difference of what we have now, like TikTok music and the TikTok dances and stuff. None of that is happening without the Crank That era, and the Crank That era is not as hard without Soulja Boy. Like we're not having a real Crank That era like that without Crank That Soulja Boy to be the baseline for you learning all the other Crank That dances.
Frank Soulja Boy is a pioneer.
Yeah. That basically went pop. You know what I'm saying? That song was pop. You know, everybody, kids, adults was doing that dance. So yeah. First swing, you know what I'm saying? I get not first swing, but
I mean, imagine the dark. I mean, of course, it'll still be the age of streaming sooner or later. But imagine if Soulja Boy never did that, and the way internet music and going viral never would have been.
man, it would be so much talent
Even
you know exist because it's like
even
there's still
oh
gatekeepers
bro,
within what we're doing now. There's gatekeepers at any industry, whatever it might be, but I just feel like it would be even more gate kept um, if he didn't break through.
I feel like he broke through in such a like because he broke through. Wasn't he like spamming people on LimeWire? You get his song on accident.
Yeah, he would title his songs like whatever the top 10 tracks were. He'll title Crank That Soldier Boy. He'll change the title to 50 Cent in the club.
So I'm not. I had Soulja Boy songs like, but I don't know. I don't know. I didn't download all my music. I had an older sister that did a lot of downloading for me, but like where I would get my CDs and the music I would listen to.
Um,
But
That's the
that
best.
LimeWire. What's the other one?
Aries is
Uh,
Aries.
Aries.
Aries is
Aries.
better than Lamar. If they brought
Yeah,
Aries back today, bro, that's
they
the
can't bring Aries back.
Aries is the
I mean,
internet,
they
bro.
can. They
It's
can.
like
It's the
it's
dark
literally
web.
like Aries is the internet, bro. It was like that's the best one out of all to
It
me.
wasn't. It was the web wasn't like it might have been, but it didn't feel like the web was the dark web and
It had a browser
the web
attached to it. You know what I'm saying? It was like
Aries did.
yeah, think just like LimeWire, but it was a little bit to me a little bit better.
Like it was its own program. Like you just
Yeah,
I
you
can't even
download it,
remember.
and it had basically it was a browser, but it had other pages to
Yeah,
where
you
you
just type the song
search for
in,
music,
but you had to
movies,
click on Aries
pictures,
itself. Now
yeah,
all I'd ever Apple
programs.
is music.
You
The
could download
downloaded
full
music.
programs. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that was the revolutionary. I don't think nothing stopped that today. But
It's like the internet changed. Like you used to could access stuff like that, but now it's like we don't even have access to the same internet. Like because we don't get on. Well, I don't personally get on the computer as much, but like desktop viewing is like more getting on the computer now from a desktop is even more like appy. You know what I mean? And not so much
Mm-hmm.
programmy. Like you used to
Mm-hmm.
have to fire up Internet Explorer and or whatever you was using. Like I don't know, it was just different. You had to figure shit out. I
it
don't
took
know.
30 seconds
Now
to
it's
load
like
a page. You know what I'm saying?
you don't. It did take 20 seconds to load a page.
Now it's you know what I'm saying,
It's
fast and
instant.
high speed.
But now you don't have the same options. Like, well, you do have the same options. You just have to go through a lot more layers to get to those options. Like,
Is it that you have too many options that's making it feel this way? You know what I'm saying? Like I
no,
think the artists and
no.
goods because there's so much of it.
So it is that you have too many options, but it's because of the options that you have. Like, okay, you could have, you'll never eat from all the restaurants in Chattanooga because you're going to go to fast food restaurants more often than you'll go decide to sit down somewhere. So because of the availability of the fast food restaurant or because of the availability of, that's like saying it's nowhere to get fresh produce in Tennessee or Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Rather than find where you can get fresh produce, you're gonna go to Walmart. You're gonna go to Whole Foods or your local grocery store chain. But that is not for lack of ground to grow vegetables in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like back then they basically, if you wanted to listen to hip hop, they gave you five options. You know what I'm saying? That was your five options to play with. Now it's just like you got we're still gonna give you 20 of them, but now you got 20 that they give you, and then you got the rest of the internet. Like
Mm,
piling on top of that. That's
So
what I just
whereas,
feel like old school was
whereas,
like you were basically
whereas
listening to who was on the radio.
or who was out in your city handing out CDs or at parties playing their
Yeah,
music and
that's
pushing
that's
it.
10%. I would say that's about
Mm,
10%.
I would say that would be a bigger percent than, or the music that you hear from the DJs at the party. I say that's a bigger
I'm
percent
saying us
of,
as kids. Listen,
oh
us
no, for us, no.
between 6 and 15, like if no internet
I
existed,
wouldn't even
what
say
options would we
10%
have?
was like that for me. I wouldn't even say 10% was person to person. I'm gonna listen to somebody's. I think so. When I was in the Caribbean, it was a little bit. It was probably like 30%. So it was like bands and stuff that would play, like local bands, and you would listen to that music. But as far as American music, it's just always been endless for me because by the time I was listening to music, my only access to American music was the internet.
Mm. So like with me growing up, like nigga, if he didn't catch you on the radio, 106 in Park, or what some shit like that,
My
like
cousins had so many mixtapes, like CDs of just like
you
old shit, like Jeezy, all the old just rap music, like
They give
southern
you your
rap
hip
music.
hop menu for the year, like you're at McDonald's. This is these options we got. We got a chicken sandwich, we got burger, we got fries.
But gas stations had a gas stations used to have like how they have flavors of tobacco. Y'all don't remember that? You could go in and get any kind of music you wanted at just a normal gas station.
I
Well,
don't
not normal gas.
any kind of music you wanted, but
It was hip hop. Any
they
kind
had
of
some
hip hop you want.
CDs
They
or
had
some
R and
DVDs on
B.
the
They
table.
had slow jams. They had little freaky shit for you. They had uh gas stations used to sell everything. I'm pretty sure gas stations used to sell porn, didn't they? You ain't never seen
gas
the
station you said
DVDs,
what?
corn DVDs.
I wouldn't say DVDs, but they had the magazines.
The gas stations did. I'm pretty sure I seen the DVDs. Like I
I
remember
ain't never
little,
seen no. I ain't never seen no DVD. Now you may go to your local barbershop and may catch that shit.
but see the thing is, I would have never been in no barber shop.
Is Soul Plane the most bootleg movie of all time?
Nah,
No, I don't think so.
one of the most bootleg movie of all time is gonna be fucked up, but it needs to be addressed. It's the R. Kelly tape.
I didn't. I heard it was the most bootleg, but I didn't.
We couldn't do shit about it, nigga. We were jits, nigga. Like we couldn't do shit about that
But
shit.
yeah, yeah. The generation before us had a. I mean, we have a lot to
There's no
fix and
that
correct
would
ourselves.
have
But
blown
hey,
this. You know what I'm saying? This time in the world.
yeah, that wouldn't that I don't think that could have happened. Like, but at the same time, I feel like it would just go around on Twitter. Like it wouldn't be the same. Like the interest is still there. People are still the same. Like human nature is still the same. So the same amount of people would, but it's like y'all have physical y'all have physical copies and you put it into
Yeah, you bought some DVD-Rs.
you paid for it too. You paid for it. Because you couldn't just get that for free. You paid physical money.
Nah, for
Like
sure.
now,
You
you
had
pay
to
on
buy
phone.
bulk. You know what I'm saying? You have to buy bulk CDs and the machine
Nah,
And
convert it.
burn that.
not DVDs, tapes,
Pay.
VCR tapes.
Oh yeah,
You know how
that's a
long you
whole
had to
different
spend
level.
burning them? You had to be dedicated, like hours.
Multiple tape recorders on deck at a time.
That's crazy.
It was selling like hotcakes.
Like that shit is crazy, bro.
If they needed more,
So
that's what.
And hey, that is crazy, man. That's crazy. Like now, I guess anything on the internet is forever. So even if you just watch or browse on a page, that's still your history still there, even if you're in the incognito or whatever. But it's like
Yeah.
to fix that, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's
It,
crazy.
the internet is just like them tools, like it's so double sworded, like it's like a gun, like it's double sworded.
Like you think that
Once you let that
it's
tool
not as
out,
bad,
you put it back in. It's over with.
right? You think it's not as bad because you don't have a physical copy of that tape sitting in your house. But it's like it's all there, you know?
With the internet, we're not able to zoom. You see what I'm saying? With our internet, we're not able to zoom. But you can also use it to be addicted to Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Twitter changed the internet for real. Twitter changed the entire internet. Like the internet broke after Twitter, in my opinion, because MySpace,
but like Facebook Slick was a little bit more. I feel
Facebook
like
was still
Facebook
a
and Slick a
website.
little bit more influential
Oh,
when you put
Facebook may have
Facebook
been
and
more.
Instagram together. But yeah,
Facebook and Instagram are way more influential, but Facebook and Instagram did not make the change
like TikTok.
that that Twitter did. Twitter made the change for everything from being a website to being an app. Like the Facebook app was just an extension of the Facebook website. You were still getting on the Facebook website. That's just like Messenger
I
is
would
an
agree with
extension
that.
of the Facebook app. Everything was on Twitter. Your DMs, your videos, everything was on Twitter. Twitter was your one-stop shop. It was the app, and you had the you. We scroll Facebook now, but I guess we scroll Facebook before, but not in the same way. Not the same way. The timeline, like the Twitter timeline, everything is referred to as a timeline now. That was Twitter.
So are you big on Twitter?
I mean, yeah,
Not
yeah.
anymore. Not anymore. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Twitter is a tool now. Like, it is the best place to get unfiltered, unbiased information. So if there's something like that is just in the media, you know what I mean? The best place to get the information, the most up to date information, and the most unbiased information is always going to be Twitter. I think and that's because of what Twitter has done. Twitter is different than like any other. Like an Instagram post, you're going to put more thought in. Like Twitter is just the thought or like the video or whatever that the person right then in the moment. Twitter is in the moment more than any
True.
other any other platform. If TikTok ain't gonna be in the moment like a tweet is. Twitter is freestyling where everything else is like having a studio and having writers and stuff. Like it's not as impressive. Obviously, Twitter's not gonna be as clean. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be as refined and you know what I mean, defined as your Instagram post, but the Twitter is where you're gonna get your real information, where you're gonna get the live information. Twitter is where shit goes before the internet takes it down.
Yep.
What
That's
is
a
it,
perfect.
Corey?
Huh? No, I'm really disagreeing with Ish, bro. Like, I'm real big on Twitter. But it's like a perfect explanation of information. Like, whatever the fuck I'm gonna find out something first, I'm gonna find out on Twitter. Like, I
It
find out
connected the
something.
world.
Like, it's gonna
Like
matter regardless.
like you could be in Tennessee and be a part of like you could be a big part of culture in another city, or maybe not so much now, but you could be a big part of culture in another city just off of Twitter because the people in that city, you see what I'm saying? Like once you become a part of that, like I don't even know what you call it, like just that Twitter, like where certain people follow each other, like it
For
was
sure.
just certain
But
like
Twitter
Twitter
is
was
I would say Twitter is a very big echo chamber. Like once you get with the right amount of people, you can really just interact with the same amount of people subconsciously. I won't say subconsciously because everything's done accordingly, but you
you
interact with
could
a
be a
certain amount of
part
people all
of
the time.
multiple different communities in Twitter. Like your Instagram is gonna be your Instagram. Your Instagram following is your Instagram following. Twitter was different. I don't know how to describe it. It was just Twitter
And I,
in like 2013, 14. I'd even say going into 15 or in 15, going into 16, Twitter was like a wonderland of the internet. It was like the old internet, but it was like Messenger, but better. It was like everything, everything. It was every single thing that the internet had to offer. YouTube, it was everything. You could watch movies. They updated Twitter, and you could watch full-length movies on there. That shit was crazy.
Twitter's the only platform where I feel like there's Twitter that doesn't necessarily have influence per se. There's influencers on Twitter, but I don't feel like it's marketing influencers. You know what I'm saying?
So Twitter is the
People aren't
ghetto.
doing
Twitter
that.
is Twitter is
I don't
Twitter
get
is
on.
like Black Twitter was the perfect way of seeing Twitter. Twitter is the culture itself.
Mhm.
Instagram is the package culture for sale. You see what I'm saying? Twitter is people living it. Instagram is people doing it to say that it's showing you. Twitter is people living it. Instagram is people showing you that they're living it. Facebook is people showing you how they're living it or that they're living it. Twitter is in the moment, the actual life.
People lying on
Twitter's
Twitter too
reality.
about their lifestyles. People lying on Twitter too.
Twitter people lie on Twitter too, but it's not lying on Twitter if it's your Twitter. That's actually how you live on Twitter.
Hey,
Because Twitter
No,
Twitter
that's
was
that's
the
a
block my
first
perfect like
account
description.
because
Like nigga,
Twitter was the first like real virtual reality, but it was like when you'll be able to put the goggles on and walk around in VR and interact with a community like that, it has to be based. It's going to be based off of X. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna log in with your X password. That's the only way it's gonna work.
so I would say like with Twitter, like it would be like Twitter is really one of the first open apps, not really apps, but social media that allows you to troll and hate on motherfuckers and get
Click
you know,
like and subscribe so we can, you know what I'm saying, afford to continue our podcast.
praise for it.
And get praised for it.
Like you can troll, like you can troll a motherfucker, like
Bro,
you can dog a motherfucker out.
the 2016 election, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I left. Well, it is just me. I have left Twitter, like because it's still popping. It's still lots of people. But the 2016 election, like yeah, early 2015, leading up to the election, was like the most fun that the internet has ever been, in my opinion. Like the most fun you could have on the internet. It was Twitter was it. I don't know what to tell you. Twitter was the most like everything was it it was just funny and it was always people interacting. Like Twitter fame was so easy to come by because it was just people interacting. So it really wasn't even Twitter fame that nobody was looking for. People literally just interacting. My followers was probably like the same amount of people that was following me. Like you shared something with everybody that you
was it
follow. Everybody
monetizable?
follow, huh?
Was it monetizable?
It was scammable if you wanted to scam on there, or if you wanted to like, yeah, it was monetizable. If you could monetize, like if you had something to sell, you see what I'm saying? If you had a
Well,
product to offer,
People buying products from what they see on
but
Twitter now?
the beauty of Twitter back then,
I think it
I
was
say
based on
now,
how it was.
because now people actually troll to kind of get money, say stupid shit just to monetize to the Elon fuck shit up. But back then, niggas would do stupid shit just because they could, without the fucking monetization.
I used to follow these AI pages that would just be putting sentences together, and it would be like the most just random shit, but it would just be funny. I can't, I don't know. It would be like somewhat relevant to what's going on, but like just off the wall random shit. And it would just be funny to me. I don't know. It was like watching the internet evolve, but not realizing that you know what I'm saying? Not realizing that it was really changing.
Because I feel like MySpace as an idea was so great, but it just fell short of being like it
I
really
think
was like that
MySpace,
was the birth of influencer was MySpace. Like basically, in my opinion. I'm just thinking randomly. It's, everybody wanted to be in the top five, top 10. I don't know what it was. Was it top five,
Top 8.
top eight, whatever?
but
You can have a song
could
in your
you see
profile,
like
updating
could
it.
you see like I don't think it was I don't think it was I
It
don't think
wasn't
it was
status
really an
driven.
influencer.
It
Definitely wasn't status driven.
it was like a
No,
blog.
it was just like yeah, it was just like you're personal and you like talking to people more like I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't big on MySpace. When MySpace was a thing, I think I was still kind of using Messenger more than MySpace. I was not big on MySpace.
You mean like Yahoo Messenger?
No, Hotmail, like just Hotmail Messenger. I would just talk to people on there.
Email?
Hotmail. I had a Hotmail. I don't know. I kind of, I know I had a MySpace and I had a High Five or something else that was like MySpace. I think it was called High Five, something with a number. It was a couple of them. It was, but MySpace was just like any other kind of like blog to me. I don't know. I don't know. It just kind of,
It didn't seem so judgmental or opi so
it didn't
opinionated.
seem like it mattered. It didn't matter to me as much as it mattered to a lot of people. Like when I moved back here, you know what I mean? But by then it was kind of phasing out. Like by the time, because I moved back to Chattanooga in 2006, it wasn't really that it was phasing out, but it was just like I didn't really catch it.
It
By the
reaches
time,
peak.
by the time I caught it, it was time for Facebook. You know,
Hey, y'all, we got to scream and yell about why Drake suing UMG before this thing, but we got to scream and
Because he's
yell.
a bitch.
I don't know what I don't know. I
What are your
think
thoughts on if the label purposely tried to sabotage his career so that he can have less um, power
I
as far as
think
negotiating a contract? What are your thoughts on if
I
that
wouldn't be surprised if,
he's not a
I mean, that wouldn't
basketball
surprise me.
player. Like he's not. I mean, I get that, but also just at this point, I guess he needs the label backing if he needs the label backing. But at this point, just go independent. Can he not? Seeing
No, he
that
can't.
I feel like they say if you have a lawsuit towards the label, that's means to get out of a contract potentially.
What's happening is Drake is digging his own grave. Like, you're suing Lucian Grange.
he's digging
Make
ways.
it difficult for you to live and do business, but he might have to go full indie. He might have to go Kanye and go indie.
I think Wayne is getting the shortest end of the stick in this beef because I don't even think he realized that Drake grabbed his leg and that they both falling now.
Do we feel some type of way about Wayne not standing up for Drake when he was getting beat down, and but now he kind of upset when he don't get to
Slick,
something?
slick because I do because just because you said that, but also because how hard Drake went for the CEO when Wayne was locked up.
Yeah.
Drake took Drake took over when Wayne was locked up, and he gave him the chair as soon as he got out. He kept, you know what I'm saying? He kept the seat warm. He gave Wayne the chair when he got out, and then he went his own. You know what I'm saying? And kind of stood on his own. And Wayne did his thing. He dropped what was it, the Carter Four, and that was a cool, you know what I'm saying, album for that. And then I don't know, Wayne kind of fell off, which it wasn't really a fall off. I think he just kind of matured out of it. But I think he could have stepped up at some point and voiced his opinion on the Kendrick and Drake beef at some point because it's just weird to me that I don't understand the full situation because it seems to me that Kendrick got the Super Bowl and somebody told Wayne that it's in your city, so you should be doing the Super Bowl, and Wayne just ran with that.
Yeah.
Or maybe Wayne saw it and said, "Oh, I should get it." But
So that thing I sent you, the AI thing, it was like mustard, and it had to do
oh
the
yeah,
yeah. I'm
I
sending
can't
it.
lie, that's the hardest part of the album to me.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo is the best song. This is my favorite song.
I like the one where she gets spooky, scary. That's
TV off.
hard. Yeah, that's a decent song. I don't know. You know what's crazy though?
Mm.
I was expecting a little bit more from Draco's album. I listened to that yesterday, and I was just, I'm gonna listen to it again. But also, I kind of had what's that shit called? Not an epiphany. It's another word for it. Just like a realization that that shit might not slap to me because I listen to Southern music. Like some of that shit goes crazy hard, and then some of that shit just be like, I can skip through this. And that's what a lot of like that kind of music. Like I like it, I listen to it. Like Larry June, I can listen to some of Larry shit. I'll be like, yeah. But then some of that shit, it just kind of get like, and that's not really even a good what you call it
They're nothing alike.
correlation. No, but currency the same way. It's just like I get
Yeah, I remember
I
you
just
supposed to. Yeah,
lose
that's nothing alike.
I just lose I just lose like when it's like stuck to a style, I just lose a little bit of interest. Like when it's locked in up to a specific like New York drill music was like crazy to me for a minute. Like I was fucking with the New York drill music. And it was just like, no. After a while, it's like I just ain't fucking with it no more. You know what I mean? Um, but I kind of always circle back to the same like the progression of Southern music. Like I don't know, I could always play some Young Nudie. I could always play some like in his element thug. You know what I mean? I could always play some. I could always play Project Pat. Like even new Project Pat shit, it'd be corny because he old, but I could always play it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we went way off. We went way off.
I don't know. I'm just saying that may be why the Kendrick album was underwhelming to me. Why I had no interest in listening to it in the first place.
Yeah, I don't really listen to. I'm not listening to that right now, but I'll listen to it, and that's so. I mean, I don't know. I listen to a lot. That don't really affect why I feel the way feel about it.
Man, I would say this, like, I listen to Southern rap as much as the next nigga from Tennessee, but I love West Coast sound like crazy. So I'm being biased toward the West
I
Coast.
do. I do. But I'm also, I love the West Coast sound, but I'm also like, how can I say it? Like,
Well, let me take that back. I like West Coast production, G Funk
I
production,
like the
like Metal
sound.
Cat, stuff like
I
that. I
like the
love.
sound. I don't like the production. I think that's what it is.
Ooh,
Like, I don't like the. I don't know when they in their element, like when it's like raw. I fuck with it. The one of my favorite songs of the last couple years. Dumbheads, the Woo Wop Woo Finker. You know, I can't even remember the dude name of the whole song, but it's like
the Bing
it's
Bop Boo
energy.
Binker.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, bruh, slid that shit crazy, but it's like, and I'm listening to that like that's on my playlist of songs that I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the car. I'm just listening to music. This is what I'm gonna play. That's on my playlist of songs that I'm playing. But and there's a lot of West Coast shit on that. Like, but it's also like sparingly. Like I have a taste for it, but it's like
It's weirdo West Coast. It's not. It's weirdo West Coast. It's not normal West Coast.
it's like it,
It's
it might be
artsy.
weird on it might no, it ain't even the artsy shit. It's like mustard, for real. Like I fuck with mustard. It's one of my favorite things to put on food, but I just don't need no whole bunch of mustard on my you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna overdo the mustard. You know what I mean?
But that's Kendrick though. He likes to use his voice and be in his voice and he's super
I
duper.
fuck with that though. I
Yeah,
fuck with that. When he's not doing that is what I don't fuck with. Well, not that I even don't fuck with it. It's where I might lose interest. I should say, like I might just my attention might just kind of go to something else while he's not doing that extra entertainment shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, you wildin', bro. Nah, man, you
Like
wildin'.
it's a little too easy to listen to. Like the bars go in one ear and out the other. I can't listen to Absol no more.
Hey, you said it. I'm not saying I don't agree with you, but I understand what you're saying.
yeah, me too. Hey man, sometimes you gotta just that he has that one project though. Like he has projects that you can go back to. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
that's
With
why art
Kendrick,
is important. Like you can always go back to something. Like you know what I'm saying. Maybe you'll get the new shit that he's dropping now. Maybe you'll get it in like 20 years from now. You just pop it on one day and enjoy it. Because that's how I literally feel the same exact way. But with the new stuff, I feel like everything goes in one ear, out the other. Because it's just like, oh shit, what I
it's like
listen to.
it's like formulaic, and when it gets to a certain like,
His is
ah,
not even
it's not
formulaic.
even the formula.
He got a track with Lupe, and Lupe kills that shit.
Click like and subscribe so we can, you know what I'm saying, afford to continue our podcast.